Wingardium Leviosa. A wise man once said, the years start coming and they don't stop coming, but unfortunately, the years have stopped coming for the lead singer of Smash Mouth, who passed away this week at the age of 56. You probably know him for singing the song All Star in the first Shrek movie, but I personally know him as the guy who sang I'm a Believer from the first Shrek movie. You never shine if you don't glow, and Steve Harwell, you shone. Thank you, King. Moving on, and as if the media discourse around the upcoming voice referendum hasn't been confusing enough, one political leader has thrown in a perplexing curveball. Capitalism, Barbie and Ken are here to sell it to you.
Good evening, Australia, and welcome to Barbie and Ken's casual, unscripted chats with Barbie and Ken. Sit with us and sip some hot chocolate, and let's talk about the voice to Parliament.
So Barbie, I am so excited to vote yes, but not in the first referendum, the second time, of course.
Wait, Ken, the second time?
Yes, Barbie, the second time. Peter Dutton promised if this referendum fails, there'll be a second one coming.
Because second time is a charm, right? And Dutton is just so kind to give us a consolation prize if we land on referendum failure. The prize being empty political promise.
Ooh. I know what all of those words mean, Barbie.
Wow, Ken, you've really done your research.
I sure have. And from my research, I can tell you the first referendum came from the 2017 Uluru Statement from the Heart, following consultation with Indigenous groups. But I'm sure this second one, courtesy of a vote-siphoning white knight, will be way more meaningful.
And hey, what's another $364 million on top of the original $364 million?
Literally nothing in Barbie currency, but we're not in Barbie land anymore, Barbie.
That's a great observation, Ken.
It just makes sense for him to be against the referendum, but to also say you have a backup plan if it fails like you hoped it would?
Yeah. It's an important issue, Ken. The voice to Parliament is an essential step towards reconciliation with Indigenous communities.
I feel as passionate about this as I do horses. Nay, even more.
If at first you don't succeed, try again and just spend more than $1/3 billion on another referendum and use all our hard-earned taxpayer money and just cheat on our current referendum. Like a father who wants a son but only has daughters, let's just keep trying until we get there. Besides, the Yes campaign's already scored by securing John Farnham's 1986 song Youre The Voice as its official soundtrack. Are you jealous there aren't any popular anti-Indigenous songs you can use for your No campaign anthem? Anyway, we cross now to someone with a hot take on the John Farnham anthem.
Okay, yeah, my hot take is that Youre The Voice by John Farnham is like a pretty bad song. And the only reason it's relevant is because it has the words, the voice. Like, we shouldn't be relying on a one-hit wonder from 1986 to help decide the future of our race relations. Like, if you really wanted to unite the generations and make anyone born after the death of Elvis care, you would choose Untouched by the Veronicas, okay? Because the land should have remained untouched. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion.
She has a point. That song is a banger. Speaking of bangers, even a simple meal consisting of bangers and mash will now send you into a death spiral amid this cost of living crisis. Remember the days you could eat without going into debt? Yeah, I miss them. But for those experiencing financial hardship, there's always support available. Just call the number on your screen. Oh wait, sorry, that's Westpac's customer service number. That won't be of any assistance, seeing as Westpac is currently being sued for not responding to more than 200 customers' hardship notices, allegedly in breach of the National Credit Code. We cross now to one such neglected Westpac customer who's taken matters into her own hands to get a response from the bank.
Hey Westpac, I need some help. Living in this cost of living crisis is kind of unlivable. Could you help me out with some cheeky financial assistance maybe?
What?
Yeah, I need some support.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Financial support. I need it.
Sorry, I don't recognise that phrase.
This is ridiculous. Why are you ignoring me?
Because I want to keep all my money. And I hate poor people.
What the hell? I'm calling the police. Hello?
Ha ha ha! Nice try. I own everything. Money makes the world work.
You're gonna regret this. I know some people who are gonna make you wish you never existed. Robbie, I've got someone for you.
We feel your pain. Over to pop culture news now, where Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner have filed for divorce. But they aren't the first celebrity couple to break up this year. Nor is it uncommon for a man whose name starts with J to fumble the bag. So what's the deal with J names? Why did they suck? And are there any other names you should be wary of dating? Rav hit the streets to ask.
Thanks, friend. Let's see what names are traumatizing our generation. When it comes to dating, what's a name that you would never date?
John, I guess.
Yeah.
Because my dad's name is John, so if I date someone named John, it will feel like I'm dating my father.
All the Jakes, the Jacobs, they're horrible people.
Horrible. Like
Horrible people.
psychopaths.
Hitler.
Is that based on a personal experience?
A J.
What kind of J names do you reckon? Josh. Comes to dating, what's a name you would never date?
Josh.
I had a bad experience with a J name once.
They have a reputation.
Yeah.
They have a reputation.
And they've earned it. Josh, if you're watching, I'm so sorry.
James.
Why is it always a J name?
My uncle's called James, and he's not a good guy.
I was gonna say Angela because that's my boyfriend. His name is Angela.
That's so awkward.
Jeremiah from The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh, he's weird.
Also a J though.
Yeah,
so
I feel bad for them sometimes. You're set up to fail from the minute you're born.
I wouldn't date a Jonathan because that is my brother.
Oh, yeah, well that would be weird. Yeah. And slightly illegal. Is that illegal? So what is your name?
Joel.
Do you think you fall into this stereotype?
No.
No. Do you think you swear?
My name's Liam.
You guys know the stigma behind J names with boys.
No.
Sass, guys are so clueless. Sorry.
Liam?
Liam?
There's too many.
Didn't we just meet a Liam? That's my brother. Don't go in the library, there's a Liam.
Okay.
What's a name that you would never date?
Sean.
What happened with Sean? What happened with Sean? Let's be real.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah, I was just about to say Josh. What is it with Josh? We've had that so many times.
I've had a bad experience with
Actually,
Josh.
I've had a bad experience as well. This is bringing up a lot of trauma. It's been a hard day.
Does Javier count? It's technically a J name, it's just like a silent J. Oh, right. Well, here at The Struggle, we treat journalism very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that this satirical news show has been nominated in the Outstanding Journalism in a Program category at Community TV's upcoming Antenna Awards. So to celebrate, we give you a sample of some of our finest hard-hitting journalism.
Tonight we talked to Vicky, whatever, about her partner Barnaby Joyce's romantic getaway with Monique Ryan. Vicky, so nice to have you on today.
I would just like to clarify it is not a romantic holiday, but rather to urge the US to drop its plans to extradite Julian Assange on espionage charges, preventing him from being extradited to the US, where he may be subjected to human rights violations and be brought to detentions.
What a snooze fest. Didn't we know all of this years ago? I want to hear about the Romeo and Juliet of Australian politics. Is it true that opposites attract?
I think you're missing the point. We need to advocate for Assange's release. This is a major assault to freedom of expression.
Well, isn't WikiLeaks all about freedom of information? I want freedom to all the information about your partner and Monique Ryan.
This is deeply offensive.
Are you offended that your relationship might end just how it started?
I need to terminate this interview immediately.
Well, speaking of termination, are you afraid that your relationship with Barnaby Joyce might... She's gone. Well, you heard it here first. Trouble in paradise.
Top-notch journalism. We're a shoo-in for sure. Right, well, we're off to a quick break now to prepare our acceptance speech. Welcome back. Now, in above average news this week, airline monopoly Qantas now officially has a female CEO after former boss Alan Joyce finished early, leaving a woman to clean up his mess. Speaking of people who finish early, we now cross to our podcast bros.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bro, I think as boys with like a platform, we gotta speak up for what's not right. Oh, we gotta call it out. We gotta call out, like misogyny. Oh, big word. Where'd you get that one from, Mr. Dictionary? Dude, come on, that's enough. Yeah, no, I know it's important. Look, we're not chicks, so I feel like we aren't the best people to be talking about this, but like we will. So in terms of tackling it, I reckon you gotta get it. You gotta flip it, just get behind it and just tackle it from within. You know what I mean? That's what she said. Bro, don't be dirty now. I'm trying to be serious here. No, yeah, sorry, let's hear it. I'll just give you an example. Alan Joyce, right? He was meant to have another 2 months as CEO of Qantas, but he fully just decided to like step down early, give it to a woman. It's real selfless if you think about it. Like, women deserve to have a spin, bro. Yeah, bro, good old V-Hud. She wasn't going to get the chance to have a crack for a while, but big man AJ, he just thought women are that capable. He had faith in the old V-Hud, and that right there, bro, that is tackling misogyny. Honestly, yes, it is. It's just all about getting women into power, just ASAP. That's what he's done. You can't fault him for that. All eyes on him. He was in the news every second day, and he's just chosen to give up the spotlight. He's fully just gone and given it to a chick. Like, yeah. Good man. Oh. And, like, it's a big company. Oh, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like massive. But I thought she'll be all right. But yeah, no, she'll smash it. I think she'll smash it. Yeah. Oh, but no, what a good man. I feel like if you're listening to this, you can learn something. Next time you're in like a group assignment or something with all chicks, just take a step back, bro. Like, let them have a whirl. They're actually pretty capable, I think you'll find. I like it. If good old AJ, if he can solve misogyny, so can we. Oh, exactly, bro. Yeah.
Are you bored of Qantas yet? Well, too bad. Up next, we dive headfirst into our injury report.
Thank you, Ren. This week, Qantas finds itself at the top of the injury list after sustaining some pretty hefty blows. Alan Joyce has taken an early exit from his role as CEO due to the hand injuries from counting all those record profits while dodging scandals. Must be tough on those profit-making wrists. Aside from being former CEO, Mr. Joyce has become an ultimate stock market visionary after he sold $17 million worth of his Qantas shares just before the airline's recent wave of controversies took off. It's almost like he had a crystal ball that said, "Sell high, let the shareholders ask why." The flying kangaroo also seems to have taken false advertising to new heights, with the consumer watchdog alleging the company advertised tickets for more than 8,000 flights which had already been cancelled. With nearly 1 in 4 flights vanishing from the Qantas schedule between May and July of 2022, the company will now have to explain this disappearing act to the Ministry of Magic, the Federal Code.
Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh, yes, I'm learning magic now because it seems that every normal human skill I possess can so easily be replaced by AI. And in the words of Abby Lee Miller, everyone is replaceable. Turns out not even pop stars are immune. So let's see what our wannabe celebrity has to say on the matter.
Oh my God, did you hear? Apparently I have more competition now. If I want to make it to Hollywood, I have to compete against an AI bot. What a joke! An AI bot got a Warner record deal before me? This so-called 19-year-old robot influencer from Germany called Ninori is popular? Are you serious? Come on, everyone. It can't sing. It's auto-tune, and you can't physically meet her. She has apparently already got 400,000 followers on Instagram. Plus, Dior, Balenciaga, and Valentino have done fashion campaigns with her. Have they not seen my style? Pretty chic. Ninori is a fake, not real, but brainwashing everyone into believing that she is amazing. Not fair, she got a head start. So I'm gonna change that. Did you see the guy on A Current Affair who sings to his lemons to help them grow? How cute! I honestly don't think it's weird. Like, I dance my car all the time. I do this so it conserves petrol. Like, every time I dance my car, it runs perfectly. Like, I'm saving my family a fortune by dancing for my car. Here are my moves. Do the steering wheel. 2 hands if you want. Then start the engine. Don't forget the windscreen wipers. and finally checking the mirrors. Works every time. So, a current affair, here I am. Your views will increase because of me. I'm coming for you, Nonori. Game on.
To get that ringing out of your ears, we now cross to our ASMR correspondent, Samara ASMR.
Hi guys, it's Samara ASMR here with your weekly dose of non-noisy news, non-noisy news, non-noisy news, non-noisy news. Today we'll be discussing 1, 2, 3, three-eyed dinosaur shrimp and fairy shrimp. Triops are affectionately called three-eyed dinosaur shrimp because they are relatives of the oldest living creature, dinosaurs. But they also have 1, 2, 3, three eyes, obviously. Fairy shrimp are affectionately known as sea monkeys because they are the translucent crustaceans that we used to play with as kids. These creatures stole the spotlight away from celebrities including comedian Chris Rock, DJ Diplo, supermodel Cindy Crawford, model Kaya Gerber, actor Austin Butler and actor Tessa Thompson this week when they made an unscheduled appearance at Burning Man and became the most talked about living things at the festival. These bizarre organisms can lie dormant in dried out sediment for years as eggs for decades. They remain this way until floods bring about the right conditions for them to hatch and come to the surface. Unfortunately for them, by the time they emerge from the mud and were ready to party, the fun of the Burning Man Festival had already fizzled out. Many of the 70,000 human attendees had already squelched through the mud to get back to civilization, and the others were in the mood to rant, not rave, after the roads were closed and they were trapped in the Nevada desert without any chance of escape. There was also an Ebola outbreak. Just kidding, that theory was debunked. But in summary, Burning Man 2023 and the colossal floods that hit Black Rock County were a great success for the shrimp of this world, shrimp, and an epic failure for the humans. Samara ASMR, over and out.
Well, we're off to another break. Good morning to thee, friend. We may be a show for the youth, but we can't forget about the elderly, even though they do forget things all the time. Old and decrepit, but still happen to be running the world, which is not a problem, according to our next correspondent.
So Mitch McConnell recently busted out the old Tony Abbott trick of just staring down a tough question. Some people think he's lost a step, but I know it's all tactical. This is the legend who orchestrated the destruction of women's healthcare and entrenched mass gun violence in the US. Little does he know, I can outfreeze them both.
Lance, how old is too old to be in politics? Lance, hello? Is he going to answer my question? Should we call 000?
I did it!
Who runs the world? Oh, anyway, from expired to cancelled, our next correspondent delves into the world of cancel culture.
Hello people, yes, you're back on another vlog with me. I haven't vlogged in a while, but it's time for the Shein brand trip. So we're going to be flying first class to Sydney. I am so excited to take you along with me.
So what I'm thinking is like, let's just go through the questions on Instagram. That's like my little, announcement for today. And we'll like address some of the stuff that's going through because there's like this whole 8-passenger situation with my girl Ruby. And I just, some of you guys have some things to say. So obviously like I'm a really big supporter of her. Like I think that girl bosses need to be acknowledged more and we need to stop tearing women down. Like this person is saying that Ruby got arrested. I didn't know that. I didn't get that update. Anyway, I digress. So let's go through like what the questions you guys have for me. Why do you support Ruby Frankie? If she's a family vlogger that exploited and abused her children. Well, as I said, like we don't know that for sure. The police are like super corrupt in America anyway. So like she's probably just like innocent and they've arrested the wrong person. What's your go-to concealer right now? Okay, that would be Jeffree Star Cosmetics concealer. I got sent it to like PR. Why am I not calling out 8 Passengers? You have supported, okay, yeah, so I've supported their podcast, but like I don't believe in canceling people. So I'm not gonna call out somebody if I don't think they've even done anything wrong. Yeah, I did explain that the other day, but people clearly aren't like looking at my Instagram story. Can you apologize for your homophobic tweets? Yeah, I can definitely apologize that they got leaked. I'm allowed to have my own thoughts and feelings and they get leaked. You've only found the racist tweets and the homophobic tweets, but like, you know, I obviously don't believe that Chinese people eat cats. Like, that was like a mistake that I made a few years ago, okay? Like, look, there's like all these comments, like people aren't being fun with this like Q&A. Anyway, it's fine. Like, let's just do this another time. You know what? I think I'm done for this trip. Like, I'll give you guys an update with Shein like later, but just go to my Instagram. Bye, lovelies.
Yuck. Well, over to student news now, and Melbourne has recently been crowned Australia's #1 student city and 4th best in the world. Our correspondent Jay has been kind enough to give us an insight into his life as an international student in this beautiful city.
Hundreds of thousands of international students are enticed to Melbourne each year, promised a world-class student city with obviously the best facilities in the world. So I am here at a student accommodation to just see what are the livable conditions for international students. International students pay tens of thousands of dollars for the university. But if you want a room, so $500 per week is a bargain. But if you want a personal bathroom, you have to pay extra. Hurry up, mate! So guys, now we're in our communal kitchen, which is said to be a good place to have a friendly chat with your housemates.
The water is cold. Who is using the water?
Who left their sock in the microwave?
I know you're a vegetarian, but can I use your pan to cook my beef?
No, you can't use my pan. Give it back to me. Yeah. And if you need your own privacy, you always have your own bedroom, and it's my shift now. Hey, who was in here last? It's my shift now. Please clean up your mess from next time. Best student city in Australia. Well, that's a lot of investigation from my end today. This is Jana Rantiwari signing off because now I need to call my dad and ask him to give me money so that I can pay my rent. Hey Dad, how much do you love me?
Sweet dreams. And up next, gender reveal parties are all about celebrating new life. Until it's not and the pilot dies. But our next guest says, oh well.
Hello everyone! Last week a beautiful couple decided to throw a gender reveal party for their unborn baby. And they went full out. This baby is going to remember his gender reveal party for life. So, the parents hired a small plane to fly over them and drop coloured powder revealing the gender. What a fun, fresh, fab idea it was. But the plane did crash. And the pilot did die. But we cannot let that take away from the beautiful new life coming into the world. Shh! the baby! Now, I know what you're all thinking. What was the gender? Well, luckily for us, the powder got released before the plane crashed. It was pink! Yay to the women of the world. Girls rock and a new girl is being born very soon. I just love babies and new life. Think happy thoughts, everyone.
Revealing. Anyway, a series of Coles ads from the 2010s featuring celebrity chef Curtis Stone spruiking cheap family feeds have taken on a new life on TikTok recently.
Okay, who brought their $10? Come on, Mum, come up here. Now, I'll be needing that. You wait until you see what we can do with $10. All you need is one of these and one of these.
What do you think, Curtis? Ta-da!
All that and all for under $10.
Nothing says out of touch like a spunky millionaire preaching about cheap groceries. The struggle. It's real.